So, are you running Google Ads with maximize clicks bid strategy and wondering when or if you should ever switch to maximize conversions? You actually see people asking this question online quite often. People throw out numbers like 30 conversions a month, 50 conversions minimum, or hey, just wait a few weeks. But it's rarely clear why or how to actually apply that to a specific campaign. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a concrete framework for making that decision using a real-world example. By the end, you'll have a repeatable process that you can run on any account without guessing. Here's the situation I want to walk through. A fintech website has been running search ads on maximize clicks bid strategy for months. Tracking hasn't been working due to Google Tag Manager issues, so there's essentially no conversion data inside Google Ads. Even though the traffic is generating real business. They finally get conversion tracking set up, and now they have to make a choice. Switch to maximize conversions bid strategy immediately and let smart bidding do its thing, or stay on max clicks for a while, collect some data, and then switch later. This is where the advice gets scattered. You'll hear things like, don't switch yet, you only have 1 day of data, or you need 30 to 50 conversions a month, or you need 30 to 50 conversions minimum, or the algorithm is just chasing ghosts. Some people say wait for 30 conversions over the course of 30 days. Others say if you're getting 30 conversions a day, just switch now. And then there's the more cautious crowd saying don't switch the same day. First, prove that the conversion action fires correctly and only once per action. All of it is useful, but none of it is organized. So let's fix that. Before we get into the framework, it helps to understand what maximize conversion bid strategy is actually doing under the hood. Max clicks is pretty straightforward. It just tries to get you the most clicks for your budget using fairly basic signals. Max conversions is a completely different animal. It looks at your conversion history and uses auction time bidding and favors impressions where similar users, queries, and contexts have converted before. That means the whole strategy is only as good as your conversion setup, the volume and recency of your conversion data, and the quality of those conversions. If you only have 1 day of data or your tag is misfiring on all the wrong pages, max conversions will still spend your budget aggressively. It'll just be optimizing for garbage. That's how you end up with inflated CPCs and a fully spent budget with nothing to show for it. So the real question isn't when you should turn maximize conversions bid strategy on, it's when does this campaign have enough trustworthy data that switching is actually an upgrade and not a downgrade. Phase 1 is what I call conversion proofing, and nothing else matters until this is solid. Start with Google Tag Manager Preview, trigger the conversion action manually, and confirm that the tag is firing exactly when it should. Not on page refresh, not on every page view, and not multiple times from a single form submission. One action, one fire. Then jump into Google Analytics DebugView. Perform the conversion yourself and watch for the correct event name to come through. Make sure there aren't duplicates and that the parameters look right. From there, go into Google Ads conversion settings and make sure the right action is marked as primary, not secondary. It also needs to be included in the main conversions column. Otherwise, bid strategies can't optimize towards it at all. And double check that the attribution window and counting method actually match your business model. For lead gen, you usually want 1 per lead. Finally, after a few test conversions, open the conversion action in Google Ads and pull up to diagnostics. You want to see data flowing, not a warning that says no recent conversions. That's the green light to move to phase 2. Phase 2 is building a baseline before you even touch the bid strategy. Keep the campaign on maximize clicks and let it run with the new tracking in place. On the volume side, the practical threshold is 20 to 30 primary conversions on the specific campaign you're looking to switch. If your campaign hits that in a couple of days, then great. If it takes a month, well, that's completely fine too. What matters is that the conversions are real and coming in steadily, not from a single spike or a tracking glitch that inflated the numbers. While you're in this phase, also make sure that your conversion data isn't being polluted by internal test submissions or spam leads, because those will mess everything up downstream. While all that's happening, make a note of your average cost per acquisition, conversion rate, and the quality of your clicks. What search terms are driving them? Where the traffic is coming from. That gives you a real benchmark to compare against once you make the switch. One more thing you want to nail down here: which conversion are you actually going to optimize for? A top of funnel sign up behaves very differently from a sales qualified lead or a purchase. The more valuable and stable the event, the better maximized conversions will perform. So get clear on that before you flip anything. Once you've got 20 to 30 real primary conversions and clean tracking, you're ready to make the switch. Flip the campaign from maximize clicks to maximize conversions, and try not to change a bunch of other things at the same time. Keep the test clean so you actually know what is causing the changes in performance. Now, you're going to expect a learning period here. Cost per clicks and cost per acquisition will move around for a week or two while the system experiments with new auctions. That's normal. It's not a sign that something is broken. A temporary dip right after switching is common, and it doesn't mean you made the wrong call. For the first 7 to 14 days, focus on conversions, cost per acquisition, and conversion rate, rather than obsessing over day-to-day swings. Also, keep an eye on your search terms and locations to make sure that the algorithm doesn't start drifting into irrelevant traffic as it starts to learn. And on volume, if you're running a high volume campaign that's pulling 30 conversions a day, the system learns fast and you can switch earlier with less risk. If you're a low volume account though, just be more patient in phase 2 and make sure you've built up enough signal before you make the move. At this point, there's finally a real reason to let Google handle the bidding. It's not guessing anymore. It's working from actual patterns in your campaign's data. Once things stabilize on maximize conversions bid strategy, a natural next step is testing out target CPA. The approach is simple. Calculate your actual cost per acquisition over a period of stable performance, then set your target CPA at roughly that number, maybe 10 to 20% higher to give the algorithm some breathing room. Then watch to see whether your conversion volume and cost per acquisition stay in an acceptable range. That said, this is a second step, not a first one. The priority right now is just making the switch from maximize clicks to maximize conversions at the right time and for the right reasons. So to bring it all together, start by proofing your traffic with GTM Preview, Google Analytics DebugView, and Google Ads Diagnostics. Make sure every real conversion fires once and shows up correctly. Then build your baseline on maximize clicks or manual CPC, and don't touch the bid strategy until you've got at least 20 to 30 real primary conversions on that campaign with a believable cost per acquisition and conversion rate. Then switch to maximize conversions. Give the learning period 1 to 2 weeks to play out and monitor the right metrics instead of panicking over daily fluctuations. For high volume campaigns, that threshold comes faster. For low volume ones, you gotta just be patient. Either way, this gives you a structured, repeatable process instead of a coin flip every time you think about switching bid strategies.